All right, here we are. You hear me?
I don't really hear you.
You hear me? All right,
We're
we're here. We're live. Welcome to the Mid Show. All right, bang bang. Presented by Miller Lite from the upstairs studio, from the Dog Walk studio. It's nice to be up here. Feels good. Feels comfortable.
We're in our own arena.
I'm a little uncomfortable because it's always fucking freezing in here.
It's cold. It's cold.
I feel like it's a little warmer in here today.
No, the last few days have been warm. Today's cold again, though.
I had to shed my outer layer.
You got the meat sweats, that's why. Do you want to tell the people why you're sitting there? Or are we not giving away state secrets?
Dave, come on.
Wait, why am I
Please.
sitting here?
I'm joking.
No, he's not.
What?
He's not. He's trying to
this
put you on the
conversation.
spot about why you're sitting there instead of the couch.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, because I'm fat. That's why. I forgot about my reason.
We just had like
didn't
12
wanna
pounds
say
of Caribbean barbecue.
I didn't want to say it on air, Dave. I didn't
Yeah.
want to say that I let my gut out on air.
I shifted from it.
From the people of watching, yes, my gut is out underneath this table, but that's none of anyone else's business.
Well, now it
No,
is.
it's fine. We're amongst family here. We
Put my jacket back on.
And all the people watching on Rumble and other streaming platforms. So no worries, Dave. Hey, like I said off the top, this show is presented by Miller Lite. From holiday gatherings and office parties to fireside conversation, football Sundays, winter means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Make these moments even better with Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer for people who love beer. A New Year is perfect time for friends, family, and great tasting light beer. It tastes like Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. It hits different than other light beers. Isn't that right, Dave?
It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, we're in the dog days of winter right now. Cozy up next to that nice wood-burning stove or campfire, whatever you got in your living room. If you don't have one, just grab a Miller Lite anyways.
Played some poker with friends on Saturday, and it was just nice. You got your chips and you got your Miller Lite, and it's just a great 1-2 punch. And hopefully you have a lot of chips and a lot of Miller Lite, and it's bound for a good time if you have that.
I haven't done a poker night like that in a long time.
We should do a poker
Yeah, I
night
would love to.
with us.
We
Pretty
should
nice.
I'm in.
right here.
We'll bet Miller Lights.
That'd be great.
That would sips of Miller Lite.
Mhm.
Yeah. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to
I'd be
MillerLite.com/midshow
trying
to find delivery options near you, or you can pick it up anywhere pretty much that they sell beer because it's Miller Lite. It tastes like Miller time. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories. 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Everyone retweet the stream. I feel like we're bad at that. I haven't done it yet today. But yeah, like I said, live on Rumble and other platforms. Thanks everybody for watching. Chiefs out today, and our first episode up here. Dave's very animated today, I feel, which is always good.
This is my first time
Not
sitting at the
necessarily.
desk.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, whenever I did the
Wait, why are you sitting there?
Because I have to. Just let
Oh
me
yeah,
be.
that's right.
Because I ate a lot at lunch, and these pants are tight, and I might have been putting on a couple of pounds and throughout January because it's been free lunch, and I usually don't eat until dinner.
Have
you
you?
haven't been outside? Probably. It's
That too.
This is the month we gain our weight.
Is this
in the
common
Midwest.
for
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
for everyone in Chicago? Everyone should be gaining weight in
I
January,
honestly
February?
would like,
Pretty
because
much.
phones measure your steps, obviously. I would say I was probably averaging 10, 12,000 in like summer months. Right now, I would say less than 1,000 for this month.
I think it's like no matter what you do, it's like the Santa Claus. Like you can be working out, but you're just automatically going to get fat in January and February. It just comes back on.
Yeah, my pants are a lot tighter than they normally are.
Well,
and
growing
first time driving on ice this morning. Well, I waited.
Dangerous.
I
Bad.
waited until it melted a little, subsided a little bit. But I mean, watching my neighbor's kid just eat shit the first thing this morning was kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say anything other than funny because you laugh.
And then it also gave me a warning, like, yo, it's icy. Don't just take that first step, you know. So that was good.
You gotta walk with care. You gotta walk gingerly out in the streets right now. That I drove to work this morning.
That's the
don't know.
worst. That's
I
the
should've
worst the streets have been in a while. Like that's the
I can't
most
remember them
horrible.
being
Yeah.
that bad, Ed.
It was awful, and it all happened so fast. I think I left the office at like 6:30 last night, got home around 7, and it was like fine. Then I left for Bocce at 7:30, and it was instantly. It was like a half hour got bad in a flash.
Probably went from like 34 to 31 in that span, and that's all it takes.
Yep, got out of my car, instantly ate shit.
I drove this morning.
Are you sore? Are you okay?
I was actually like it was
Is
it was
little
a
guy?
fine fall. Yeah.
How'd you
cars-
land? Tuck and roll?
It was knee and elbow. One of
Oh.
those. Yeah. So it could like hypothetically in my head saying that it feels like it should have been
Yeah.
worse.
It could have been. I mean, you jam your elbow, you can pop your shoulder out.
Yeah.
you
No, I felt
break
fine.
something.
I felt fine afterwards. Went in there, played a game, lost the game. Za played. That was fun. Great to see him and security guy Dan on the bocce
Dan out
courts.
there?
Yeah, he's a big bocce guy in Staten Island.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see
Why, 'cause
that.
he's an Italian.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we played, and then we walked out, and like people were eating shit left and right, like left and right. And I tweeted, I was like, not to be a pussy, but like the streets. I put like I don't know if you guys saw that. People are like, why would you be a pussy for telling people to be careful? And my take is, and I didn't really engage, but my take is people generally overreact to the snow. But when it's like an ice storm, like and it's like cold rain, it's a different ball game.
I will say shout out to Eddie because he texted me last night. Even though I went to sleep early, I got his text and I woke up at like 5:30 and I saw, hey, make sure you're really careful driving today because it's worse it's gonna get. And I thanked him for that, one, and two. I thought this winter was supposed. I kept hearing, oh, all of our winters have been so mild. They've been so mild, and all of a sudden, like it's negative 17 and iced roads.
Even last year and the year before, which were mild winters, we'll still always have that 2-week stretch of like 0-degree highs. But I mean, next week I looked at the extended forecast. We're supposed to be touch 50 again.
Oh hell yeah. I'm in.
Like really, like a bad winter is like November through like February, just being brutal.
Pounded by snow. Yeah,
pounded snow.
Yeah.
We didn't get pounded with snow, right?
No,
we did get a good.
This is the most snow we've gotten in a couple of years, though.
Okay, that's what I thought. Our neighbor said that.
One snowfall?
That's something we could look up, so I'm not sure.
Our neighbor said that it's been one of the, like, he's like, this is one of our big snows. We'll get this once or twice and it'll stay. Because that's one thing Alex and I didn't realize, like, moving here, that, like, and I guess it didn't occur to us, that if it doesn't get above a certain degree, the snow doesn't melt. Yeah. So it just, I didn't understand, like, how this, like, slush came to be until obviously moving here. Now I know exactly how it came to be.
Luckily, Mincy quote tweeted your tweet and really spread awareness for how icy the roads were. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, he's right. I almost busted twice.
Almost busted twice.
That ice can just get some people going the first time they see it.
At this very moment, do you think he understands what he said?
It's taken him, like, probably until now to realize it.
Someone had to just like blatantly told him, right? Like,
I think Big Cat might have retweeted it, and then that's when he probably like started laughing that Mincy laugh, and is like, you know how funny this is.
But like people don't use busted that way. You know, I almost busted my shit, busted my ass. But he said almost busted twice this morning.
He probably forgot to put my shit or my ass. That's what I.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think his brain thinks like
he's
that.
using periods, he's proper grammar. So he was paying attention.
Lots of steps are doozies.
I guess, but
even the second part of the tweet doesn't make any sense.
Read it, Dave. Read that for us.
Almost busted twice this morning. Lots of steps are doozies.
Yeah, I guess so.
How does that?
When is doozy used plural? It's usually a doozy.
Yeah,
this is a doozy.
Yeah, these are doozies. Every step is a doozy.
Doozy after doozy, man.
Just so many doozies.
Maybe he just had his way with the snow
that's
pile.
What it could be. It could be
doozy after doozy.
Multiple singular doozies.
And he busted twice into the snow.
Dude, man.
Just busted everywhere.
Yeah, don't rule it out. Don't rule it out with the mince man.
Edgy tweet.
Yeah. Dave, you were very outspoken on how you were mad at not mad, but you thought Caitlin Clark was embellishing it. You didn't.
I didn't. I haven't had a take on this at all until I realized that there's people thinking that she didn't flop.
Oh, she flopped.
She 1,000,000% flopped. She was acting like she got taken out with a .50 caliber rifle from the stands.
Yeah, it looks like someone took a potato gun, like
just
put together and just knocked her back.
God, she played 43 minutes in her game before that.
Shut up! Don't fucking goad me.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
She probably has that stamina though, right? To play 43 minutes.
That has nothing to.
But if you have a head-on collision, angle pursuit.
The way
that wasn't. First of all, it wasn't a head-on collision.
It was angle pursuit.
It was at an angle, and second of all, she had her balance and was like, "Wait, I gotta hit the deck." Watch.
Yeah, she definitely did a basketball flop.
She takes a couple of steps, and then she just hits the deck. Like, oh my god, I'm so hurt.
Come on, Ed.
There is not one scratch, bruise, and then this girl who's filming herself gets up and walks it off like nothing happened. If she is some world-class athlete, she should be able to take that little hit.
She can't. She was tired from her game, and sometimes you just want to go down. Like like if
that though, that's pathetic.
Pathetic.
You can't have a fan take you out like that. Like if example, if you're rushing the field and you see, I don't know, who is your favorite college football player just throughout history
of all time?
Yeah.
That's actually a very good question. I don't know, Matt Leinart.
Okay, so say a fan runs out, just a mediocre regular fan, and he were to get ran into, and he takes a flop and just falls down. Are you gonna respect that flop?
You can't use football though, because football, like, basketball players are flopping all the time.
That was no different than if she got a pick sent on her.
Yeah, I know that. But I was just trying to think of outside of the box.
Yeah,
No, I know what you're doing. Like,
but-
there's nothing different than if someone set a pick on her.
Dave, let me talk to you about the isosceles and angles.
Ooh.
She got clipped
I
at
think
the
you're
very.
thinking of the
I think I failed geometry, so I'm out already on this.
No, isosceles.
I just saw a flop, though.
That's
I do
a
know
type
that.
of triangle.
Angel
hypotenuse.
Reese Megan. Of course, she's gonna say flop. It's an isosceles.
Triangle.
Yes.
Tell him, Ed.
Continue.
She got hit at the very right moment to spin her gears, and of course she needed to go down. But it was like almost like I'm gonna
Did she
go.
need to get helped off the court?
She did. She didn't really. Listen. If fucking Michael Jordan goes down, everyone's gonna check on you. If Dave,
Are you comparing Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan?
Uh-oh.
She is the Michael Jordan of Iowa basketball. Yes.
Of Iowa basketball.
If Dave
That
fell,
is definitely something.
Female Iowa basketball.
if Dave fell in that court, not you. People would laugh if it was you and all of us. If Dave Portnoy
It's
falls
funny
in that
when
court,
someone
people
falls.
are going to pick him up.
I think he would not want to be picked up.
I'm sure he
Dave would
wouldn't.
get the fuck off me. I can.
But
get
I'll
myself
tell you
up.
what, Spider and Liam Blutman would be there arm in arm to pick that man up.
I don't think.
While Austin's
And Gaz. Don't
filming
forget
it.
Gaz.
And Gaz, yeah. There would be people
Gaz would be there. Gaz would take a fucking.
I-
he would lay down so that Dave could fall on him.
See, all right, here, I'm so offended that she tried to play that off like she got like attacked or she.
She didn't. She said in the press conference after she was fine. It was all good. She was happy they stormed the court. Like,
That's
it
what
was.
you say.
okay,
That's what
know
you
what?
say at a presser, though.
Okay, I have not seen her
Yes,
post
she
game
said
presser.
that.
That's all fine and well. In that exact moment, she knew what she was doing. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm Caitlin Clark. This girl just hit me, stormed."
No,
That's-
Dave. She went to the ground to catch her bearings and like kind of, just.
No,
get back.
yes,
she
you went to the
flopped.
ground after Bocce to catch your bearings.
She was trying to.
That's a
She was
flop.
trying to get a call because she's Caitlin Clark.
She had a
That's
call. It came. The whistle was blown.
She
They
was
lost.
trying
That's-
to
yeah,
get that
exactly.
girl in trouble. Who was
But
going
here's the
for it.
thing,
I
you-
think for a split second, that's exactly what was going through her head.
Do you think she turned around quick enough to even realize it was a fan and just not another player?
She was
That
embarrassed.
and I don't even think that that girl that was storming the court, she was looking at her phone like, look at me, look at me. I was doing the same thing a few weeks ago at the Purdue game. You're not looking at the ground, you're looking at your phone, and I don't even think she realized that she hit.
But
Dave,
does,
she-
Iowa basketball goddess.
does
know?
Caitlin Clark? Did Caitlin Clark even realize it was a fan? Like, why would she flop if it was just a regular player coming
She
towards
didn't
the crowd?
know. She didn't
I
know who it
think
was.
she wanted attention, and in a split second, she's like, "Oh shit!"
As
I
a
just
girl,
got
I do
hit."
agree that she might have wanted a little attention
For a
after
split
that.
second, and then afterwards, once she did get her bearings and had a chance, probably saw it and was like, "Oh, that looks bad. This is what I'm gonna say."
Dave, go play for 43 minutes, put up 25 field goals, put up 18 three-point field goals,
I
and
promise
then let
you,
me run into you isosceles like that, and you'll go down.
New White Sox Dave challenge.
Yes,
I
you'll go
promise
down.
you, I wouldn't act like I was hurt though.
I don't
It
think
might
she
truck
was.
me.
I think you're like rattled because
we
you
put-
don't know what's
I
going
saw her
on.
walk off the court. She was like holding her elbow up in the.
Maybe
guy
she
had
thought someone was attacking
Now,
her.
obviously, she is who she is. There should be security around her, regardless, because college kids are idiots and will do something stupid potentially. So I'm not even like them walking off the court with her like that, but like I'm watching this video. Come on, that's a flop.
If you put it in like slow motion, it would take her like 15 seconds to turn, like do that spin and hit the ground. Like
Yes.
it would be, you'd be like, whoa.
She got hit and she was like, "Oh shit, I should go down and try to milk this." And then she saw it herself probably after the fact. Was like, "I look like a complete."
I don't
pussy
know
right
about
now."
milking it, but I definitely think that she got hit and was like, fuck this. I just, like, she was already pissed off. She had already lost. Like, she doesn't like to lose, which I get. I don't like to lose either. But as a girl and a poor loser, if I got hit like that, I'd go down for a second.
That's true. You just want to change the story. I didn't lose. I got hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she got. It was. Listen. It was the girl was moving.
Oh yeah, that
girl was
and
moving.
That wasn't.
And
But Caitlin Clark's not small either, though. I looked her up the other day because I was seeing because we were talking about going to Iowa and shit. I'm like, let's see what she's really all about. Because I saw a tweet that said like all the away stadiums are selling out like fucking crazy $100+ tickets at like Rutgers and Northwestern and shit. So I looked up her stats. What's the most pathetic part about this is she averages 4.5 turnovers a game. Gross.
Wow.
4.5 turnovers a game.
We've got Iowa people in the studio. They're sighing very.
4.5
heavily.
turnovers a game.
Go Tigers.
Might be 4-2. Something like that, though.
She has the ball a lot.
I know. I'm joking there. That's me being an asshole.
No.
Speaking of, though, things that are definitely strange.
I do think she flopped.
He was talking about armadillos before the show started, And you said that you saw one in Southern Illinois, and he says he's never seen an armadillo.
I don't think I've ever seen one ever in person.
That's the only time I ever saw one there.
Have you ever seen an armadillo?
I saw a dead one in Florida.
Just dead?
It had tire marks in its shell and everything.
Oh wow! Yeah, my buddy was driving and he smoked one and sat on the side of the road for a long time.
And you just drive past and be like, hey, there he is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, for weeks. And we saw like the next stages too. Like we saw like the stomach was ripped open, so obviously someone had its way with him. But yeah, it was fine. It was interesting.
What do you think the most like strange animal that lives in Illinois is?
We don't really. I've thought about this very regularly because my Instagram algorithm is because of Sydney and hunting. It for the last couple of years has been nothing but outdoor shit, and we have such a sweet country. You got the Everglades in the southeast. You got mountains in the northwest. You got Hawaii, the desert in the southwest. Illinois. We don't have any like large predators or anything sweet like a bear or mountain lion or.
You don't think there's any bears in Illinois?
There are no bears in Illinois. It's like northern Wisconsin.
There will be soon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There will be soon.
There's black bears in Louisiana and like all.
Yeah, we don't have bears.
Oh.
I would say the biggest, probably coyote, the biggest predator. I did see a bald eagle at Sydney's, which is sweet and elegant. But as far as like apex predators, nothing cool.
Really? It's just coyotes?
Yeah, squirrels, fucking
bunnies.
Yeah,
Lots of bunnies.
A lot of bunnies.
I saw one this morning.
I think the largest wild animal that is native to Illinois is probably a white-tailed deer. Off the top of my head.
That is kind of one of the sneaky advantages to living here is that our biggest problem is coyote and like.
Why is that an advantage?
Well, like I wouldn't want to fucking.
I mean, you're not gonna see that in the.
I wouldn't want to be dealing with rattlesnakes and scorpions.
Scorpions have always like they've always intrigued me because it's like I understand how you can have like a surprise scorpion, but like I don't even know how getting stung. I know the tail comes up and gets you, but like how quickly does it even move? Like
it goes like. It'll just keep going at you. I lived in Arizona for 6 weeks, and they were
6 weeks.
Yeah, it was like
just a really short stint.
Well, I was out there for my old job. They sent me out there for 6 weeks, so I lived there for 6 weeks.
Long Airbnb.
That's what it was. It was a long Airbnb.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. It was nice. It was during winter too. Like this time, it was perfect. If I wouldn't have taken this job, I would have been doing that every winter. Would have been really nice. However.
Here you are.
The first thing they tell you is when you put your shoes on in the morning, shake them out, because they look for like dark, damp places, and a sweaty shoe in the middle of fucking Arizona is a perfect spot. They crawl up the sides of buildings all the time. Ugh. I did find a rattlesnake in Camelback Ranch parking lot, and I went up to it to take a picture, and there was like a ranger in a golf cart, like a security guard walking around. And he's like, get the fuck away from that thing. He's screaming at me. You can look up this picture, Lance, if you want. I just type in Barstool WSD rattlesnake, and you'll find it.
Oh,
but it was guarding its nest.
And you don't want to mess with any type of mama in their nest.
And the ranger like evacuated this area of the parking lot. We were tailgating. And
don't they smell bad? Like, don't snakes put out like a smell? Like
I didn't smell anything, but I'm sitting there like, oh, look at this fucking rattlesnake, and the ranger's like, get the fuck out of there.
But yeah, Dave,
we have water moccasins.
I would say it's an advantage is to not deal with water moccasins and bears and mountain lions.
We wouldn't deal with that down
same thing with
Chicago, though. It's like you don't deal with fucking wolves in Denver.
But he's saying an advantage of living here is not dealing with those poisonous species or.
Yeah.
I mean, were you dealing with, how often were you worried about
But you don't have to deal with them, period, here. It's not a matter of how often they deal with them. We just don't have to worry about them at all.
I don't know. Like, I feel like, honestly, the worst thing in Louisiana, like, that, in my opinion, that doesn't go away is mosquitoes and, like, gnats and shit. Like, having a thick mosquito, like, there's nothing worse than not being able to escape the buzzing of a mosquito.
You know what's weird? Downtown Chicago, mosquitoes, not bad. You go to where I grew up, 25 miles west of here, it's middle of summer, you're getting eaten alive. Yeah. In downtown Chicago, they're not bad for whatever reason.
That's probably the airport.
So are you doing like casual beers in the yard ever in Louisiana, or is just like mosquitoes?
There's mosquitoes are only like whenever like it's like damp and moist outside. A lot of times it's too hot. Like if it's too hot, you're not getting mosquitoes. That's when you do beers in the yard, like summertime. It's still like 88 degrees and like with 98% humidity. But you could do yard beers. Yeah.
What do you find to be the best repellent?
For mosquitoes?
Yes.
Actually, growing up, it was specific. It was, it was a body oil from a certain brand that you had to buy from them. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, some like prescription.
Well, no,
mosquito
it was
repellent.
like you know how like the people used to go around and sell Avon and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like from a place like that, and it was a certain scent called, I think it was like amber musk, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
But it would like we would douse ourselves in it before softball games, like our entire socks, like pretty much like dip your socks in that stuff, because if not, the mosquito, like you're out in the outfield just dying.
Really?
Do you
Yeah.
think it's weird that Eddie used to take mosquito nets and drape them over himself like Mother Mary?
Yeah, a little bit.
This guy's full of shit.
Why'd you do that, Ed?
He was just
What?
worried about getting bit.
Don't listen to drug trench coat guy over there.
That's not true either.
There was never any.
He doesn't use a trench coat, he said.
Yeah, I don't use a trench coat.
Yeah.
Eddie's only knowledge comes from cartoons
Yeah.
of drugs.
Just drugs
Yeah.
and drugs.
Speaking of drugs, I did start Euphoria again, Ed. If you want to
Wow.
talk about it.
Right on time.
I'm
Yeah,
on like the third or
timely.
fourth
I've never
episode.
seen it before at all.
Oh, it's right up your alley. It's fucking
Oh,
fantastic.
okay.
Whoa.
It is.
That's what does that mean?
It's a great fucking show. It's my second time watching it. You'll like it.
You're
I know
bas-
you well enough to know that you would like that, enjoy that show. It doesn't mean anything. But there's this
You
little
would
like
like it.
10-year-old. Have you watched it, Danny?
Yeah.
That little 10-year-old kid that does the drug dealing with what's his
Mhm,
name?
Fez.
He's like the smartest kid ever. He's explaining how Bitcoin works and shit.
Yeah, Ed. Not all drug
Yeah.
dealers are dumb, dude.
I read this book in middle school called How to Be a Successful Criminal, and it was based on this guy. It was an autobiography this guy wrote in prison when he was like 12
Wait,
years.
that's very contradictory,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
he eventually got out and became like a motivational speaker and shit. And he's like, I was a drug dealer, but when I was 12, he was winning state championships for chess. He was in Wisconsin, and
What
he
kind
was
of
always
drugs do
like
they do in Wisconsin?
meth. I don't know.
I feel like that's only meth is the only thing you would do.
No,
there.
meth's a big time.
Depends. If
Midwest
you
drug.
get way
Yeah.
up there, yeah, you're getting into
Yeah.
that.
Everybody.
For like
everybody's
6
just-
hours up.
But he's
doing-
like, all the same principles that I applied to drug dealing to be a really fucking good drug dealer and make all the millions of dollars I was making, I could have just applied to
being
like an
smart.
actual legitimate business and been a millionaire that way. He's like, you got to be a
Drugs were
good
more fun.
speaker. Yeah.
I'd say Wisconsin's hitting the whippets a little bit.
Whippets.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
think?
Yeah. the
Ice on
cheese
ice?
canister, just
That's actually really funny.
probably.
I was walking my dog last summer and I saw a little 10-year-old kid huff one of those and throw it on the ground, and it made me really sad.
Have you guys seen
What?
all the kids
Yeah.
on like in the soccer videos with like in the UK hitting like vapes and stuff? They're like 10 in the stands and they're like hitting vapes.
No, I haven't.
They
They're
don't
built
really have,
different
like-
over in the UK.
Yeah, they don't really have like drinking laws or smoking
No,
laws, right?
They're just like do it responsibly, I guess.
But they have the vivid imagery on the cans of like a cancerous
Oh
gum.
yeah.
You ever seen
Mhm.
European like cigarettes or like dip?
I don't think so.
Oh, like the label, like
Lance?
like-
Jamie?
they put like straight cancer on there. You have some coffee today, Dave?
This is my second one.
Got you.
Espresso?
No, why?
I don't know. Eddie asked.
I've been drinking like a triple espresso in the morning before I come in.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I have a little.
That's a
espresso
mom
machine.
thing, huh?
Yeah, I wake up. I made a good breakfast. We had like 3 fruits, an egg, and a toast, and then I made myself my 3 shots of coffee.
Yeah,
and
my sister does that shit.
Alex is like, you're just doing drugs right now. That's just ground up like their same plant. I'm like, it's not drugs, it's coffee.
Yeah.
They do it at like 8 p.m. too. Like,
Oof.
like
Yeah.
when the kids go to bed. I'm like, really?
I can't do it that late. I can usually the latest I can go is like a 3 p.m. coffee, and that's if like it's usually when I'm drinking.
I'll do it
during
after
the day.
dinner to like break down a little bit.
Why?
After, like
why?
a huge Italian dinner.
Why is your sister getting that jacked up at night?
I don't know. I mean, like,
After the kids go,
Like
to bed, she just
a
really
coffee, I
let
could see.
loose.
Espresso,
How old are
like
her
multiple
kids?
shots of espresso. I was like
she's 4.
partying.
And they're
She's-
like,
She probably is doing it just to get through the rest of the day.
Probably,
just
yeah.
one load of laundry, one thing of like just finish the dishes, finish the laundry, and then finally go to bed.
exactly.
She's
yeah,
so
prob-
exhausted. She
Honestly,
doesn't-
most likely, yeah, because she'll work all day.
Do you separate your clothes, Ed?
like dark and lights.
Yeah, I do actually. I have a hamper that too,
Oh, cute.
light and dark. So
Wow.
Are they actually light and dark? Like a black hamper and a white hamper?
it's the same color, which is
Ooh.
which yeah, it should be a little like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's the same color.
I have over the last 4 or 5 years, I would say I've started separating my laundry.
You know, it's funny. I don't separate mine. I only separate it into like different types of occasion clothes.
Really?
Mhm.
Now, does it matter?
Mm-mm.
I feel like the different.
I don't go by color. I go by like all my T-shirts are going in the same look.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do like
'Cause
all
most of
t-shirts,
them are undershirts
all
anyways.
sweatshirts.
Yeah.
I'll do all like if I do jeans, I do jeans in one wash.
Yes.
Also, I've recently gotten these wool dryer balls and this little
They're awesome.
But I got this oil from Amazon. It smells. This is called like New Hotel or something. And you put the oil on the ball and throw it in there, and all my clothes smell so good.
Really?
I got a little care package of shit like that. It's sustainability, so you don't have to like get boxes of dryer sheets. You just keep using that one, and it's fucking awesome. Yeah. It's well worth it.
Was it you though who's anti being detergent-y?
No, that was Malice.
Army crawl.
No, I actually I like detergent and I love the smell of it, but recently my husband's been helping with laundry, and I'm not going to just blame him because I've done it before. I was going to just throw him completely under the bus, but I've done it too. But using like the Tide, the blue one, and just I don't know why they put dye in detergent, because it sometimes gets on your clothes, and I don't know how to get that out.
I could have swore it was you who was like, oh, I smell like laundry detergent.
I know. I love laundry detergent.
I know, but I thought you were like, I don't like it when you could smell it too much. Was that you? Maybe?
It might have been me, because I don't like whenever you like smell like really strong, like where your clothes are just like reeking of it, because it's like.
I think that's anytime you get out, like it wears off throughout the day when you put that shirt on.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but if you're really dumping in.
Yeah,
I just get the little packet things now.
With the Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Tide Potter.
I don't like those.
I don't
I've
like
had
them
it where
either.
they like stick onto a shirt, and like
it's more because my washer and dryer fucking suck.
Why do they suck?
They're like the stackable. I hate those things. The ones that the dryer's on top.
I have one and I don't hate it, but I will say I did go from 2 front loader side to side that I hated because I'm so tall, so I'd have to like bend down, open the front, put all of the laundry like in my lap, and like kind of like use my feet and scurry over to the dryer and then like put it in the dryer, because I miss a top loader. The top, it shouldn't, because the fucking water gets stuck in the front loader and it smells. Yes, it smells. You got to clean it out with bleach and vinegar and shit. Do you guys
like
have that problem?
I have them stacked right now.
It sucks.
I have a top loader.
Of
course you do.
Next month
everything that is just attainable and good is Eddie's just set up for himself.
I'm doing a huge home makeover, Ed.
Oh, what are we doing?
White Sox Dave home edition?
Not quite, because I couldn't fucking hammer a nail into a wall. That's how big of a bitch I am. So
that surprises me.
No, I can. I
you look
hate
like
that
you'd be able to like plumb. Is that the word?
One who plums, yeah.
I couldn't plumb, but I could build enough.
What did she say?
A plumb. A plumber. One who plums.
I think that's right.
Yeah, but like I for some reason it didn't click with me.
It didn't. Is it plumb? Like
yeah.
Okay.
So
plumb.
I don't know if you could use it like in that way, but we got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dave, you should be able to plumb.
I just know it because my dad's done it forever, so I've been around it my whole life. So I know, like, I've never tried it myself, but I'm knocking down like a lot of walls, and I'm building out a den and a laundry room.
Oh, nice. A den.
Before you.
Well, I already have the den. I'm splitting the
Dave's
den in half.
Dave's den. I've always said the White Sox Dave den. Ooh. And now it's becoming a thing.
That's going to be more just like a computer office, though. That part of the den.
My den is my
living room.
Just like for the White Sox, Dave's den, and you come and just bitch about the White Sox and get hammered.
I'm not kidding.
It's like a break room.
I don't think we've talked about that yet on the show, have we? The new stadium, but that was the fucking free. I wish I had the money. I would buy a bar down in like Printers Row tomorrow if I had the money.
Yeah.
Before you knock down that wall, will you let Eddie do like a Ty Pennington Extreme Home Makeover edition? Just paint the walls with White Sox paraphernalia colors.
Yeah, sure. Come on over.
Or we could just take turns running into the wall ourselves to see who could put a hole in it.
Yeah, just put a helmet on.
No Velcro.
Oh.
No Velcro.
You said I was fat in the beginning of the show, so I had to get my one in.
Fair.
Do you want to grab Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll get Matt in here. Matt was he's a local Detroit Lions fan. Apparently, he took some exception with what you were saying about the Lions, so we'll get some discourse in here. He was on the stream this past weekend.
Now
with Corey Rutledge.
To introduce Matt, you guys think I like to argue? That kid could be across the fucking map and hear something about anything, and he will give his 2 cents on it.
I will also say, respectfully, he's the most bald guy I know.
What do you mean by that?
Like Matt Henkel?
Yeah.
He's bald as hell.
Yeah, but like
he's if I think of a bald guy, I think about Matt. I don't think about gas. I don't think about.
Well, he rocks the bald more.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, he's confident with the bald.
Yeah, he'll go hatless.
I don't think he has a choice other than to be confident about it.
Let's see your bald head.
All right, here he is.
I said no. I said that you are the baldest guy I know in the best way because you rock it the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See,
I
makes
shave
sense.
on Sundays and Thursdays, so I'm a few days removed. But
You look great still.
Sundays and Thursdays. All right, so here we are.
How old are you again?
I turned 27 in a couple weeks.
When did it start going for you?
Pretty early and pretty fast.
You pull it up a little bit towards you, man.
Mine's going, but it's kind of hit a plateau.
Yeah. I started taking multivitamins to grow mine back because I bleach it like
Really?
every 2
Probably
months.
it's gonna.
I'm just killing my
burn,
hair.
Yeah, killing your hair.
Yeah. I'm like brunette.
As a future bald and as a current bald, I would be offended that they treat their hair like this. It's like you're slapping God in the face for giving you a beautiful gift of hair.
I mean, I would have lost it either way. I feel like I have like male pattern baldness like my dad.
Oh shit!
People who dye their hair or do things where they have to.
Get a little bit closer to the mic, man.
And You could you could lower it.
There you go.
thank you. Chairs driving me nuts.
This situation isn't the best, so
When
make do
people-
with what you got.
Manipulate their hair. That doesn't really bother me. What drives me insane is when people complain about their hair and act like they're going bald when they have like the thickest head of hair still, and they're not even close.
So what do you think
So
about
even-
Clem shaving his head, even though he doesn't need to?
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me because that's just like a style
Okay.
choice.
I was.
He says he
it's-
looks like shit. That doesn't bother me either.
Like, I love Spider. Spider he's had concerns about him going bald or saying like, oh, I'm really close. Spider's not even remotely close.
No, Spider's got.
I feel like Italian people can't go bald.
Yeah, I can.
Have you
I
seen
wouldn't
Have you
know.
seen The Sopranos? Tony Soprano's bald.
Yeah, sure. But a lot of times they
That's
have
busted.
the thickest fucking head of all time.
That- I mean,
with
yeah.
hair.
But Nicky Smokes is kind of losing his hair too.
Oh,
that's
big
true,
time.
too.
Do you have a plan or like a?
Don't want to talk about it.
See,
I
like,
had one.
Yeah, we're
gonna pick out a nice wig for him.
I think that I did it at the right time
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
Because I went from I always styled my hair, so like
How did you style it?
I did like the front spiky like product thing. It was like a combination of the
Combination.
The duck.
what's the duck?
The little
He
flip
just
on
makes
the
words
front.
up. Continue.
I knew what you were talking about.
When people do like the
Yeah.
yeah,
The
Yeah,
duck.
yeah.
but I would do it
It's
like
the duck.
where you try to make it like 1% messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
That
So-
was the look forever.
Lizzie
I did
McGuire's
that.
brother.
I would like to think that I pulled it off well.
Good reference.
And then when it started to thin out, I just started to buzz it. And then because I would fade it up a little bit too, but then when the buzz, when it was like nothing up here, and then I would have a real ring because I would fade it up here too, that looked really bad because I looked like a planet.
What's your take on the the donut?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on the donut? Do you think do you ever at some point resign yourself that you'll be a donut guy, right?
He would be if you
I
let it grow out right now, right?
Kind of am.
Yeah.
No,
But-
I know you are, but like at some point,
Like if you keep it and let it grow out.
yeah,
on the
like at
sides.
some
So
point
like
when you're,
Costanza.
Yeah,
you're
Costanza,
married, you have
yeah.
kids, like
My
you don't
dad
care
had a
anymore.
donut.
Yeah, the donut. Yeah.
It's a grandpa thing.
I actually believe there are people who can pull it off.
My dad did. A
I
great
think
job
there are
pulling
people
it
who
off.
really can't pull it off, and they try to. And then I think they're like.
Give me an
Costanza,
example of someone who cannot.
I don't think there's like a celebrity necessarily.
There's not a lot of
So it's
celebrities
just like
with
you
that
might-
hair unless you're old.
Yeah, like the only one that really comes to, I think Dr. Phil and Costanza are the two that come to mind who do it, and it's like don't
That's them.
change it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
shouldn't change it
Have
because
Dr. Phil
that's
shaved his head bald completely? Gross.
Be wild. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Danny
So, like-
DeVito.
Steve
Yeah,
Harvey
DeVito.
grew out the donut. That would also be gross.
Yes. I had a friend who was angry at me
Ooh.
because he vehemently denied. Because I told him, I was like, yeah, eventually, like, because he shaves like you. And I was like, eventually, like, you know, you're married, have a, like, you'll stop caring, you'll just start doing the donut. And he was like pissed that I would ever insinuate that he would go donut. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong with the donut? You're old, you're married, like, you have
well,
nothing to
you're
live for.
kind of thinning.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
See-
my crown is thinning.
It was probably just a thought for him. He's like, I never thought about that. Don't make me imagine myself with
Yeah.
a donut.
See, I at least had I don't even want to call it the fortune because it still sucks, but I at least knew, I was making jokes in middle school that like I'm going to be bald. So I at least had like that mental preparation.
Oh yeah,
of-
you were
Yeah.
prepared at a
It,
young
it,
age.
it hurts a lot
There
less
was-
when
You're
you
old,
get the
man,
jokes
same
off
way.
first.
I was just going to say there are maybe 2 people in my entire family, both sides, my mom's and my dad's, who have hair.
Oh, really?
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same token, I know there are a lot of people who say if you're going to go bald, you have to grow out the beard because that's the best combination. I can't grow facial hair to save my life either. So I have the worst of both worlds where I started to shave my head. I probably
And
went,
not grow a beard.
correct. I probably went razor to my head 2-ish years ago, maybe 3. And I've been buzzing. I actually didn't buzz it for that long because, like I said, I got like the planet. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
describe
You
it.
should have just gone Wooly Willy. Started moving that hair from the back up to the beard.
Yeah.
Can I? So as you could be a donut guy, you technically are. If you had started out at a job like this, in a lifestyle like this, where you could basically wear a hat whenever you want, would you keep the sides?
No, because I'm not going to act like I'm a 10 with the best fashion sense in the world.
But like it's
I
basically
do
no one
take-
knows you're bald, you know.
But I do take enough pride in it all myself that it would bother me. Like, it doesn't really matter.
when you're
Like,
staring at that man in the mirror, you're like, you know, you should just shave that.
yeah, like I'm the typical change my outfit a few times before I leave. But then even when I leave, I'm like, I don't even like this.
What a bomb to drop.
I
Is
kind
that
of am like
typical?
that too.
Yeah,
Well, that's
a
the
woman.
thing. Yeah, that's me. Like I've always been like that. I used to be.
I can tell you take pride in the way. Like, you never come in with like a wrinkle or like you're pretty.
This guy brings radishes
Notice
as
that,
snacks.
then that's good. Like
You're
I
pretty
do.
starch.
Oh,
Yeah, he
do
does.
Take stock in that.
He
yeah.
brings radishes.
Got a
as snacks.
radish?
I love radishes.
Yeah, I'll bring.
You guys are like very on the same page. We're in the same shirt too. I
Yeah.
don't think we realize.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
How many times did you change before the stream Sunday? You're like, oh, this isn't gonna work. You were
Yeah.
just
No.
going Jim Carrey Grinch. I'm not going anymore.
I actually did plan out my outfits ahead of time for the playoffs.
I love that. That's reasonable.
But it's more so you start with the shirt, at least for me, because every Lions game I'll wear a Lions shirt, and then the rest of the outfit depends on that shirt. There are other
Get
days
it.
where like I say I
I want
want
to wear those pants.
Correct.
And then you have to go around the pants.
I don't know if he was actually the one to say this. He just got the credit for it. But it's a Larry David rule from his dad, I think, that when you're building an outfit, you have the one like eye catcher, essentially. You have like the one accent
The
piece.
statement piece.
Correct. That's the one thing, and then everything else that you wear, you complement
Complements it,
that
yeah.
one item. Yeah. So you're not just mismatching everything. It's you take the one. If you want to have your watch be the staple piece, you build the rest of your outfit from that. Shoes, build out from there. I like that rule. It helps.
All right. Well, let's switch gears here too. We honestly did not bring you on to talk about your dome.
I
swear.
was very surprised to
Yeah,
walk in
that
and
was,
have.
that was not.
That was on me. Sorry.
It's all right. Also, I'm sure everyone tells you this, Dave. There are certain people I think like, he probably wouldn't look great with a bald head. You would.
I think you'd also look good with a donut.
I don't know.
I think
No, I
you'd be a
think-
good
I'm
donut.
clinging on to it for dear life, but eventually I'm
Don't you
assuming
think
that
it
I'll
look
have to
good
go
with
the
a bald
Zach
head?
Brown.
He wears a
route.
hat so much it's almost hard to picture it. But with with a hat on, you'd look obviously fine if you still had like what Matt has right now.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is, as much as I'm a hat guy anyways, unfortunately there is a health side to it too. Like in the summer, I literally cannot.
Yeah,
not wear a hat.
you'll be fried to crisp.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way a few years ago. But if
Yeah.
you get a sunburn on your head,
Oh, it's got to be. It's
you're
game
not
over.
sleeping for days.
You're never pulling out the diving cap.
Michigan State Fair.
Huh?
You learned at the Michigan State Fair.
No, unfortunately, it was probably like running errands, like doing nothing crazy. It's just a hot summer day. You choose to not wear a hat because you want to get a tan going, and then you pay for it immediately.
Yeah, that part of your body never until you're bald. It
Correct.
never
You
sees-
find out the hard way. So
it
I'm
never
warning you
sees
now.
light. Yeah.
You're gonna wear a hat for the rest of your life.
All right, Matt. So I'm sure you've seen the clip of White Sox Dave saying the Lions are always going to be the Lions.
Correct.
We never quite got to what they would need to do to not be that Lions.
To get
in
the
your
stink
head.
off them.
Yeah.
If they win this week, the stink's completely and totally gone.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't say that last time. I don't remember you saying that.
I don't remember exactly what I said. I'll preface, if you go back to like week 4 or 5 of this season, I said I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions won the NFC. I'm talking about organizationally as a whole. Now, granted, I root for 3 complete and total loser organizations,
Right.
the White Sox, the Bears, and Northwestern. I know what a stinky organization looks like. This is not to say that they haven't had a great year, that their 3-headed monster at running back's great, Goff's been awesome, fun coach, rejuvenated city around that team. They beat the Rams by a point, and then a 9-8 Bucks team. I think they're going to get fucking curb stomped this week. If they win,
By the
Stink's
Niners,
gone.
really? You think Brock Purdy's able to do that?
Brock Purdy, yeah.
He looked like shit last game. Did you not watch?
Yeah, rain. Matt, response to that.
But like, they're going to face. So heading into next year, off of that, if they win this week, organization, Stink gone, Curse dead, playoffs are all gone. I was completely and totally wrong. With that first play, I wouldn't be surprised if they're 7-10 next year and then just receded. Then you got to start paying guys, and they recede back into what they were.
There is more truth potentially to what you're saying than you might have gotten credit for, because the biggest thing that I've been concerned about is there's a 99% chance we lose Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
No matter which team you are, it's very hard to replace your coordinators, especially when they've been as impactful as these two guys have been for us. I do also think it's fair to say we need to do this for consecutive seasons to like have the stink off of us, because anybody can have like a Cinderella run in a sense.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I
other
mean, the
thing
Bears
I will
had one
say
in 2012 or whatever.
is, I don't know the exact record off the top of my head, but to have started last season 1-6 and be where we're at now, we have a full season and a half under our belts now of this, like of what
Yeah, that's
we
true.
are.
That's
So
true. Absolutely true.
It is beyond just this most recent season.
Absolutely true.
And like I said, the coordinator thing could be tough. We're still very young, and we have a crazy amount of cap space. And as long, like, I don't think 7-10 is happening next year. I think that there's a good chance.
I don't think it is
I
happening
say
either.
this
I
like
wouldn't
I'm
be surprised if
hoping
it
for.
were.
I think that next year, fingers crossed that the injury bug doesn't kill the NFC
Yeah,
North
of
like it did
course.
the AFC North. I think the NFC North could very well be what the AFC North was this year.
It's going to flip next year for sure. Because I do, like, even if the Bears, I'm not a Fields guy, obviously, even if they do keep him, they are going to be leaps and bounds better next year because they'll have all those picks that are coming in being paid $700,000, not anything. So, and then the Packers obviously came on, and Love looks like a fucking stud, and they're about to pay him. So the NFC North could be awesome next year, like top to bottom. I mean, if the Vikings are the worst team, that's not a bad team. Like,
I think that's a stretch to say that it's a foregone conclusion that the Bears are going to be better than the Vikings.
I'm not saying
Whole
that they're going to
season
be
of Kirk
better.
Cousins, the
I'm
Vikings
saying
probably
that
make the playoffs.
every team's going to be pretty good in that division. I don't think there's going to be a bad team in that division.
Yeah,
next year.
I don't.
But my point is that like I'm talking about like organizationally as a whole. And I'm not talking about sports specifically. I know stink when I see it, and they haven't done enough to get that stink away from me. And as someone who roots for nothing but losers, you guys should listen to me. You guys should get
it's
it.
not like we have been tortured for
Yeah, of
ever
course.
now. So like you're talking to somebody who knows like the stinkiest stink, because we have across all four sports, every Detroit team off the top of my head is responsible for either the worst record in that respective sports history or close to it, or with a significant record. Like the Pistons just broke the all-time losing streak this year. So like I know what stink looks like. The Lions I've heard people say this too, like, what was our Super Bowl this year? I feel very comfortable saying the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. Getting the division title was huge, and you could make the argument like that was our Super Bowl.
That's what I'm
And I
saying.
think
If that's the fan base is like, oh, they won. I'm like, they won I mean, the Bears were bad.
But we were 12-5. It's not like we
Yeah.
had some fluky.
No, of course,
thing.
no.
And then
They had an
within-
awesome year, of course. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not narrowing it down to this season specifically. I'm like, I don't trust it yet. I've said the same thing about the Mets when they started. I'm like, I don't trust that yet. Some organizations just carry that stink with them. Doesn't matter who changes, ownership, front office. It's like a supernatural presence that just has a stink over them.
But the stink that you're referring to, like any, I don't know, dot you would connect, or like if you're building out a resume with bullet points, we checked off all the boxes.
And granted, I'm saying all of this. I'm not looking at the Detroit Lions under a microscope in a little petri dish. I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. I'm saying I don't trust right now that the Lions.
Yeah, but it's also an unfair standard. Like, I don't think anyone expects the Lions to turn into the Packers or the Steelers overnight. Like, two consistent franchises are going to be in the playoffs.
But my original quote was, "No one's afraid of the Lions." I still don't think anybody's afraid of the Lions.
But I also think that of the four teams remaining, they're the four best teams in the NFL over the course of the year. Consistently, too. If you put the Lions fourth, fine. We did get blown out by
Yeah.
one of them, but we also beat one of them.
The Chiefs, yeah.
And then
First, yeah.
the 49ers, I do think, I don't remember who I said
Was
this to the
was
other
that
day,
it
but-
in Detroit?
Which game?
The
They were
Chiefs
both
game?
on the road.
Yeah, that was on the road.
That was to open the season.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the
Week
other
one, I
thing, too,
remember.
is the Lions went in with higher expectations than objectively the Lions have ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And we met and surpassed
You know what?
them.
That might be the best point that anybody's made to me yet, because that is the truth.
Yeah, what they
have,
go 9-8 last year? 8-9?
We finished 9-8.
9-8.
After
Yeah, they went on
starting
that
1-6.
streak.
So
Yeah.
in your head, like technically they were due for a correction this year,
Yeah.
even though they didn't make the playoffs. But they still had a winning year.
Because we finished last season on an 8-2
Run.
stretch. So that's
Who are
What,
they beating
20 and
during that
7?
stretch? And I'm not trying to take away from because that's true. It's been a year and a half. And I've always said I reserve the right to admit defeat in an argument so long as I actually believe that I am incorrect.
We haven't heard that yet.
I've always said that. And this, like, I don't know, the stink still exists for me.
Matt, when did the stink go away for you, if it did?
Yeah. Would the stink have still been there if they would have lost to the Rams?
No, because again, winning the division was a big deal. Like, I think that if we had a wild card spot, that would have felt very, and we lost. If we had like a wild card spot and we lost, we've done that before. We hadn't gone into the playoffs as division champions at home,
And they were favored both games too.
as we probably should have been. Obviously,
Yeah.
we won
Mm-hmm.
both games, but
Home.
yeah, like last year like I said, we finished the season on an 8-2 stretch. Beating the Packers within the context of what we did was more momentum than I have ever felt for the Lions. And then going into the season and beating Kansas City, that felt like game on in a sense. Like, I am very ready for the rest of the season to see how things play out, because that was essentially capitalizing on
Now, in
all
that
of those
stretch when
expectations
they
wasn't a fluke.
should have lost to the Bears twice, went 1-1 against them, what were you thinking?
I was
'Cause
very
that-
frustrated.
Yeah, that was one I made. Like, there's so much hindsight and retrospect on the internet. That's when I made my definitive proclamation. I'm like, come on.
The only thing I'll say too, though, is that the NFC North year after year is a bloodbath. Even if we aren't the best 4 teams, in the
That is
NFL,
absolutely fucking true. Absolutely fucking true.
It seems like
It-
every year,
every
all 4
year.
teams are going 1-1.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
There's one matchup that doesn't go that way, but
right.
yeah.
But it should go that
But even
way.
that, I'm not saying
Typically,
the trash talk. I still
No,
stand
no,
by the
you're right,
point of
you're right.
the NFC North. If we
throw records out.
correct,
Yeah.
and I think that's the same way with the majority of the divisions, but especially within the NFC North. As much as I want to win what do you go 6-0? That's just not going to happen. Last year, I think we went 5-1 in the division too, though. I could be remembering wrong, but I think we went 5-1 last
I
year.
don't
This
feel like
year-
you're remembering anything wrong. I have a feeling you just have a good memory for the Lions.
Yeah.
I'll take
probably.
that. But yeah, last year I think we went 5-1 in the division. This year, off the top of my head, 4-2. Like, we are in control, and I don't say that in a cocky way. It's just we backed up everything.
How much cap space they got heading into this year?
No idea.
Do you win Sunday?
I say yes. Like, I don't have any reason to believe that we won't win. I don't remember if I got to this point a minute ago, but the Lions are built very similarly to the 49ers. Their roster is objectively better, but in terms of a hit you in the mouth, very physical, fast team, we are built very similarly.
I already hit the under too. I like the under in that game.
I don't hate that. I don't know what's the
It's
total.
50.5. And
I
the
like that.
Lions are
Here's the
plus
only
7.
thing that
like it.
scares me, Matt. And I like him. I he's a great story, and it sucks that Stafford overshadowed Goff so much, but he hasn't really golfed yet.
That I don't disagree, but that could say something in itself too.
Sure,
He could, as far as the stink goes,
like he
might be
go.
gone.
Could be growing out of it.
and he's shown too. Like,
Yeah,
whatever the numbers are, I looked at this earlier. I skimmed it. It wasn't like I retained a ton of it, But I believe in the fourth quarter, he has been the best quarterback in these playoffs, statistically speaking.
I mean, it's 2 games.
So-
The sample size is much too small.
He
to-
could not be the best.
But yeah, this is the spot you need to be though, Dave.
Right, like
If you're not going to play, that sample size
mean-
doesn't matter. If you're bad or you're good, you
deliver.
Yeah,
He's
create your,
delivered.
you
He
create your
didn't, throw, he
legacy.
didn't throw a pick.
I mean, the last
right?
game there was
Two
nothing
games?
for him to do.
He's
They were
only
up
the
by so much.
Fourth.
He had to just
Not
hand the
true.
ball.
Yeah, but he put them in that position. What do you mean?
Well, we're talking about fourth quarter
Scored
only.
31 points.
Yeah, but if you're up by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, then
No,
We also didn't have a great game.
what was the final of that
running
game?
ball.
31,
We only won by 8.
Yeah.
It looked a lot more blown
But
out of proportion towards
Yeah,
the
it was
end,
not a blowout
But
until the end.
Mm-hmm.
That when they went up 2 scores, then it was like, all right,
That
you
Baker
could
pick
relax.
Yeah.
was
that was the
obviously
icing
nail
on
in
the
coffin.
cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
like that was a huge way to win it. But that was if they went down and scored, they're
Baker
2 points
threw
away
what, 3
from-
picks that game?
2.
2?
He threw the tipped one early to C.J. Gardner-Johnson and then Derek Barnes to close it out.
Yeah. But that's my only concern. That's it. And that's obviously coming from I think we picked Goff twice, both times we played you.
Goff
maybe.
played
Sounds right.
awful against the Bears
Yeah.
both times.
Yeah, and like
the
the
ones-
solid D.
Yeah,
but,
I
like,
was to say, Bears
correct.
had a pretty good defense
Yeah.
this year.
And I think the weather was
they had that stretch where they
atrocious
were
when we were here. It was
I can't
freezing and
recall.
snowing. It was gross.
Yeah. But that's my only concern.
I don't disagree with that. I like any concern that people have about the Lions. If it's same old Lions concerns, I genuinely believe that this team does not have that in them. The one thing that does concern me is that we went 12-5 this year. I think that we beat ourselves 3 or 4 of those times. So it's really just a matter of, does the right team show up on Sunday? And then given how those first 2 games in the playoffs went, I don't think there's any reason to believe that the right team won't show up. If anything, it's just going to be the 49ers are the better team.
I'm
That
most
could be the
interested to
difference.
see how
I don't like those
I like
arguments.
Matt. He's a realistic fan. See, I get like way too hot-headed, and I would have already been like angry. You're realistic, and I like it.
So what's crazy, not to go back on like the stream, some of the backlash that Corey and I are getting is crazy.
From who?
Just
I saw it.
Twitter, essentially.
Oh,
and then Barstool Radio talked about it too, calling us annoying. Dave called us annoying. But that was purely passion. Yeah. No, I laughed when I read that because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But Corey and I, we were told, Big Cat told me, if we lose, he's never talking to me again. He also said that we have to not beat the Bucks when I say beat Shea, but we have to
Beat him in the sense that you beat him down in the stream. Like you
Correct.
mentally beat him.
correct.
And
I
berate him.
think this is fair for me to say. I'm pretty quiet, reserved person, especially sitting at my desk. I pretty much just do my work, speak when spoken to. On the stream, people, the very funny things were thinking that Big Cat paid fans or paid people to pretend to be Lions fans.
I didn't know there was a narrative.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Um,
The chase stoppers.
Yeah. You got some fake Lions fans in there. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how that came across as faking it when that, not to be hyperbolic, it's history every single week for the Lions.
Yeah.
Even if there are other fan bases that are familiar with this, we have not done this. We just talked about it at the beginning. I'm about to turn 27 soon here. This was before my life that we did the one thing that we've ever accomplished.
91, right?
Yeah.
It was the 91 season, 92.
Oh, okay.
It was January 5th, 1992. The
Yeah.
only
So before
time-
you were even thought of.
Correct.
Were the 0-16 Lions what
You
made
were
your hair
swimming
grow?
around your daddy's nutsack.
Might as well have. But
Yeah, I just watched Bye Bye Barry a couple weeks ago, and it's
I teared up.
it's
It's
You weren't even alive for him.
but it's I
Really?
still understand the history
Yeah,
and the
it's more- it's
importance
bigger.
of him and everything. Yeah.
I remember when he retired. My dad, obviously Bears fan, he says Barry Sanders is the best running back he's ever seen.
My dad also loved Barry Sanders.
Anybody who
The
thinks
big
that
Bears
it's
fans before
He
before
said
seeing
like the runs that it was like magic.
he was a video game.
Yeah.
the fridge, right? Is that what they called him? Is that him?
That was
No.
William Perry. He was
William
a
Perry.
defensive lineman.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just remembering stuff from my childhood. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all of a sudden the wheels are going in my head.
Sweetness was Peyton.
I love that Barry Sanders.
He's no Jim Brown though.
Barry Sanders?
Oh.
Come on. I think that I don't even want to do Mount Rushmore. I don't have beef with Emmitt Smith, but I do hate
I have
everything
beef
about.
with-
Okay.
He wasn't the best running back ever. I
Okay.
didn't
I'm
think
not
so.
going to fight that. Because my Mount Rushmore, if we're just going to go, I'll say top 3, cut off one of the heads, it'd be Jim Brown, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders. Not in that order, but like those are the 3 best running backs of all time.
I was just quoting Barry's dad, who loved Jim Brown.
I forgot about that.
Remember that? Yeah.
That was very funny.
He's like, you
Well,
got.
he said his top 3, I think, was
That's
Jim
what my
Brown
dad said.
himself,
Yeah,
and then Barry Sanders. It's
Yeah,
very funny.
That's what he said. He's like, yeah.
The best running back that I have ever watched play with any sort of consistency. Do you know? Do you have a guess?
Of
our lives.
Professionally?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Adrian Peterson?
Freak, but no. LT.
LaDainian
Yeah.
Tomlinson?
I think he was the best
great.
running back I've ever seen.
He was really good.
Him or Falk, maybe.
Pablo Sanchez.
Pablo Sanchez was a beast.
I never played that game, not 1 second of it.
Backyard baseball?
Not football.
Oh,
Was there a football?
football's fun.
I know.
They did everything. You know what I saw? And what I meant to bring this up.
What'd you see, Ed?
I've been like we just need more bets. These guys, him and Chief, are cowards. They didn't go in on the bet
pick'ems?
for the holding the shirts outside of Guaranteed Rate in United Center. Did you know there's like 13 Air Buds?
Yeah. There's like Air Bud basketball, there's
Really?
baseball, there's football, there's tennis, there's Air
They're
Bud
gonna,
circus.
yeah, there's gonna be an Airbud pickleball
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah. Then they did Air Bud.
Air bocce.
Then they started making them like magic. Yeah, that'd be good. They could play some botch. They doing like Air Bud, like I don't know, like he had like superpowers at some point.
What,
They
he's
like
flying?
changed the series. I don't know, like multiply and shit. That would be a good punishment. You got to watch all the Air Buds.
Like live watching all the
Yeah,
Air Buds,
exactly.
like 24 hours of
Punishment
Air
or a
Bud.
treat. I feel like that'd be a reward.
You know what? The original Air Bud's good.
For Eddie, it would definitely not be a treat.
True.
He doesn't like dogs.
Not true. I like Air Bud. It's a good movie. I think I
Never
even
met him.
saw.
Eddie wouldn't. Well, he clearly doesn't like golden retrievers.
I think I even seen Air Bud Golden Receiver as
Yeah,
well.
that's the
That's a
football one.
yeah.
Yes, which it was passable if I remember, but after that it's like if Air Bud's grabbing an Easton and he's trying to hit a double, like you lost me a little bit.
I mean, can you even catch a football with a dog mouth?
Yeah, you can.
he had a helmet too.
Of course.
Deflate game.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the spin-offs of Air Bud, I watched it too. Imagine
I don't know if-
watched those.
A lot of those movies, they treat the animals like complete shit, so I don't know if I like it.
Here he comes, Sarah McLachlan. Fucking
In the arms of
I guess I'm not surprised by this, but you're pro animal abuse as long as it's a movie.
no, I never said that.
You implied it.
I never said that. I just said that everything Dave. Where
You
it's
said
like,
I
hey,
love Air Buds, all of them.
you could be like, oh, I like Sour Patch Dave. Like, oh, that's poison, sugar as fuck. It's like, yeah, we know.
Red 40.
Yeah, we know. But we don't gotta get into the dark stuff every day. Air Buddies.
Is that the one that would have puppies?
Yeah, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Super Buddies.
They're doing Halloween specials.
Look
I
at
wonder how long.
Look, he had puppies.
Like-
See, Air Buddies. See,
So cute.
Click on Super Buddies.
see. And it's Air Bud Golden Receiver, Air Bud World Pup, which I assume is soccer, Air Bud seventh inning fetch, and then Air Bud Spikes Back.
The wordplay is
What
great.
are
And the
these,
volleyball? Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
what are these films grossing?
No.
I think a lot of them are straight to DVD, Dave. I think only Air Bud original.
Super Buddies? That's so cute.
Jesus,
They're pumping out one per year.
that was the worst attempt at spelling I've ever seen.
I knew Dave was disgusted with that.
It looked ugly.
Total Domestic.
11
Well, I've
million?
never seen this site. This is the whole series?
Only 11
No, that
million?
can't be. Air Bud made money.
No.
Looks like it's just Super Buddies.
Oh, just Super
yeah,
Buddy
made
made 11 million?
Whoa.
Okay.
What was the
wonder they kept pumping them out.
ROI?
There's no way.
It's like a
Super
puppy
Buddies
mill.
made that much. Oh, they got DVD sales on Blu-ray on here? What site are you going to?
I mean,
man?
this came out in 2011.
The numbers.
Dude, you put on a dog playing sports in front of kids, they'll fucking love it every time.
That's so true. That's so true.
Really?
Yeah.
But regardless, a good punishment.
Think about like
one-on-one versus a golden retriever.
Think about how many like cat videos were viral whenever we first got like our phones and like computers. Like how many like the cat playing piano and like there were so many cat videos.
There's a whole South Park episode about this.
Oh,
Really?
you come to the right place.
I forgot about that. But
Talk to me, Matt. Talk to me, baby.
there's an episode where the kids are trying to do like legitimate.
Dave's like, oh, episode 358.
Yeah.
They're trying to be like a legitimate
Yeah.
news show, and they keep getting beat in the ratings by, I think it's just called like Animals Doing Things or something.
That it's something like that, like animal stuff or
Animals doing stuff.
It's something like
Something
that,
like
and
that.
it's just Cartman. Like it'll be a puppy catching a ball.
Good episode.
It sells.
Love that episode.
Fucking Sarah McLachlan.
I did see a South Park recently where Carl is saying he's a woman, so he wants to use the women's bathroom, and all the girls at school are getting mad, and he goes in the stall, and you just hear him fart, and he's taking a huge shit. What? I'm a woman. Carl, stop fucking shitting in our bathroom.
I was thinking about that the other day when we were driving down to Tennessee last summer, and we were in that one Kentucky. So we're driving through like
This is the famous honky tonk in
rural. We're on the way to Nashville. We're driving through like rural Kentucky, and we're at a gas station, and I go to take a leak, and there's men's and a women's room. The men's room had a sign that said closed under construction or something. I really needed to go, so I go up to the clerk. I'm like, hey, can I use the women's room? Clearly, he didn't understand what I was getting at because he looked at me and goes, what did you say? In his thick-ass hillbilly accent, thinking that I was like trying to identify as a woman or something.
There are some really bad
like-
bathrooms in that stretch. Like that Kentucky, Missouri stretch right there. Like us driving up here, we had to stop twice because having kids, one of them obviously is not going to go to the bathroom
Yeah, so-
when you
yeah,
say.
right.
And when I tell you, like we had to go to 4 different gas stations in one area because none of them were like suitable for human use.
They didn't have the koala care.
It,
Yeah, the quality.
I don't need those anymore, thank God. But
How were those? Pretty sturdy?
they actually were pretty sturdy, but you know what? There was so many places that did not have them, and
Really?
every men's bathroom doesn't have one. They need to have them in every single bathroom. Like whether you're a man or a woman, you're gonna have to change a baby at some point, and it sucks to have to do it on a counter.
Must have been a male inventor. That's smart. Sorry, can't change the diaper. There's none in the male bathroom.
You know, that's the shit that keeps me up at night.
If those are sturdy.
Yeah, doorbell
Well, I
cams,
was wondering about
sturdy koala things.
koala cares. Yeah, it's the changing table in bathrooms. If you don't know what we're talking about, but
I
like
bet your sister would agree with me that there's not enough
In-
koala care stations
in men
in just general.
in general.
Yeah.
But that's an invention where that guy created that. And that guy's rich as fuck for
Oh, yeah.
creating a table
Simple.
that folds out.
I was gonna say it's very
Yeah.
simple too,
Yeah.
and it life changing.
Has there ever been a reiteration of it either? Is there a new and improved like
It
koala
ain't
care?
broke, don't fix it.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
fix it.
there's definitely spots now in women's bathrooms where like you can see clearly it's to change a baby. Like it's when you first walk in, there's like a table with like like levels to it, like so you can put your stuff in it and change your baby. But a lot of people don't.
I mean, but
use that for such.
That thing probably costs $3 of plastic to make, and they're probably selling them for $300.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Crazy. That's what I mean. Like
All-time great invention.
there's millions of babies. There's millions of bathrooms. Like that's how you just got to piggyback on something.
One of the, and to add to that, whoever made the essentially they're just like little pieces of plastic that you fold up so that you put that down before you put the baby down because you don't want to just put your baby on
Plastic.
like mall plastic.
Yeah.
So you put the little pad down. The pads are like $15.
Yeah, true.
And they're probably making those for like $1.50.
That keeps me up at night.
Are they even replacing koala cares though? Because I feel like they're all tainted yellow.
There's blue
Instead of
ones.
white.
There's some blue.
Someone got the
Gray.
razor blade like gang signs in them.
Yeah. The little the S thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Come here, Charlie. Sit down.
Yeah.
Is that actually
You
a
have to
gang
wipe those
symbol, or did our teacher just tell us that?
No, the S.
Yeah.
So
Not a gang sign.
being
Just wanna s-
this is on me. I am not lumping in other Michigan State fans with this. This is me being an idiot. For the longest time, I thought that was like people making a Michigan State S just cool.
Yeah, that was the 90s kids just
Yeah,
just drawing shit.
No, I know, but like growing up, I would see like I would make them. My friends and everyone would make them. You'd go up to the whiteboard. You do it with markers because that's more satisfying.
Make
Yeah,
it
that's
blocked.
You make them 3D? You ever make them 3D?
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
But when everybody would do that, I thought that there were just
Spartans.
a million Michigan State fans.
That's
like, This is
reasonable.
sick. And then I found out that there's nothing to do with Michigan.
I went to a Michigan State game when I was like 10. TJ Duckett ran all over Missouri.
It's like I told
Did you get changed at the koala care station?
That's like
I
they
didn't.
tell you about my time at the U Break I Fix.
No.
Have you seen those stores?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Break I Fix, and you're like, what? Who's going there? Right?
Mhm.
I broke my phone. I broke the glass of my phone, and I go to Apple because I have insurance, and they're like, all right, yeah, here, just make an
They're
appointment.
affiliates now of
Yes.
of Apple. Yeah.
Yes,
I
just
found
make
that out.
Make an appointment at U Break I Fix, and they'll take care of it. You're free. You're good to go.
There's one.
Never knew
It's
Genius. These company who I'm like, who the fuck's taking it in there? It's not, you know.
I've had that exact same thought when you said that everybody goes by and you're like, who goes in there?
Yes,
Every single time I go by one, I can't not acknowledge who goes in that store.
that's who. And
There's-
and let me tell you, it was a Saturday morning.
It was quick.
They
Huh?
opened at 9 a.m. There were 3 people, and I went right when the doors opened. There were 2 people in front of me. There were 3 people in line.
But was it quick? Usually, like
Yeah,
I've been
they're
there,
like-
and they're pretty quick.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
There's a company. I forget the name of it. It's like I Fix It or something. It's same thing. Like I something, and they come to you for $100 to fix your screen. I would do it all the time.
Yeah, they do that too.
Yeah.
You break out. They come to you too, but I was like, I'll rather get it done faster.
But it
You're a
takes-
driver. You like to drive.
Yeah, you know.
You don't want it to clean the house.
Yeah,
Got the You Break It guys coming over.
yeah. I don't want them.
The home theater is on the fritz again.
That's terrible news.
I had Comcast over on Saturday. Yeah.
You haven't sent me you singing in a while.
I got a new guitar that got delivered this morning, Ed.
No. I like the sound system.
Are you
Oh,
on-
when I crank it up?
Are you on a buying spree right now?
No.
You're just buying a new guitar just to buy one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's-
Treat yourself.
Yeah. It's not too expensive.
Can we close the show with that video?
No.
Come on. dude.
Nope. I'll give you a new one.
Okay.
Because the reason I'm thinking of?
Probably.
Okay, got you. Fair.
Oh,
Please don't delete it though.
I won't.
All right, thank you.
sing for us, Dave.
I don't got anything to sing right now. I do have Sister Hazel stuck in my head right now.
Sing it.
Finally, I figured out. Sing with me, Danny.
Oh, God.
And it's been
In a long, long time.
All right.
Something to sing about.
Thanks everybody for
Dun
listening.
dun dun no no
That's the show.
no.
We'll see you guys on Thursday. Ron Coomer's joining the show. Fun interview. See you
So
then.
confused. I'm streaming it. Rudy all night.
That's exciting.
Dude, gotta go and download shit.
Hey, talk about the draft. Watch the draft.
Oh, you got the video game draft. I need to go around the office.
Oh, I was like, what
That'll
are
be a
you
good one.
talking about the draft? That draft.